It's WICR.
And we're back. Welcome back, everybody. And now we'll be talking about the debate tonight for New York's governor. And before I get to that, I first want to give a mention to the debate, I believe it was last week, for comptroller. And what a gentlemanly display that was. And obviously the Napoli's going to win, blowing away. He'll be reelected in a landslide. And pretty much the Republican race pretty much conceded in the first 2 minutes of the debate, by displaying what an obstacle he was, what the obstacle was he faced. 30-point lead, $1 billion of, difference. He doesn't have enough for matching funds. So, that race is already over. But the reason I mentioned this debate is because this debate had 2 candidates in it, and that's fine to a certain degree. But I don't really like, having one debate between 2 candidates. I was wondering what the Libertarian candidate felt. I want to know what the Green Party candidate felt. And they weren't in the debate. And there was no side debate for them to participate in. I believe it was RT last year had a debate for president between the Libertarians, the Greens, the Constitution Party. I believe other parties were there involved with Larry King and everything. I think it was RT. Don't quote me on that. But this is a problem we have in America. We have 2 parties who go after each other in debates or in media, and the third parties are not there. We want to know, or at least I want to know, where these third parties stand, and I think it's a shame. Now, this debate I think is good because it doesn't just have Astorino and Cuomo. Now, I'm not saying there should be a debate between the 2 major parties alone. I think there should be, but I think there should be other debates like we have tonight, between the Libertarian, the Green, the Democrat, and the Republican. This is a good debate, and I want to watch it because I want to know what the Libertarian feels. I want to know what the Green Party feels. And I don't know why everybody's complaining over it. Saying, oh no, this isn't right. We want the 2 main guys fighting it out. That's fine, but what about the other parties? So I believe that in this election cycle and in future election cycles for state, local offices, that there should be at least 3 debates, 3 of them. The first one being, having all the candidates there, Democrat, Republican, Green, Libertarian, Reform, Constitution, all the parties, for one debate, and have it for an hour and a half, to get what these candidates feel, or how these candidates feel, what should be done about certain issues. And that's what I want to see tonight, which is what we're getting, which is good. Then there should be a second debate about, with the 2 major party candidates, and if another party has enough votes for ballot access automatically, like the Green Party does this time around, that party should be involved in that debate. So instead of having all the parties who's on the ballot debate each other, have another one for people who are on the ballot automatically, which in this case would be Green, Democrat, Republican. And that debate should be an hour or an hour and a half on, stations in which people in great numbers were watching on. And then, of course, you should have one debate, at least one, between the 2 major party candidates, between a Republican and a Democrat. And that debate should be at least 2 hours, I think, because, to really get into detail about some issues, or even talk about more issues that may not be discussed in the previous 2 debates, and for the 2 major parties to have a chance to talk each other out. Now, I say that we need third parties involved in these debates because here in New York, I believe it is, you need 50,000 votes to be on the ballot. And if these candidates aren't, shown by the public, how, it's almost impossible, really, to get 50,000 votes when, pretty much nobody knows who you are. So I think the debates for third parties is a big and important thing. And just to say that, oh, you can't win, you can't have a debate, that's wrong, you know? And, to New York's credit, I like having all just like we had in 2010, all these candidates, debating. That's good for democracy. And who knows, maybe one day the Libertarian candidate will become governor of New York. Maybe one day the Green Party candidate will be governor of New York. We don't know. And, it's virtually impossible that'll happen when the candidates are being ignored during debates. So, I get the criticism that, Cuomo wanted this debate between all the candidates, to run up the clock and everything. And that's fine. But, at the same time, you're doing wrong by complaining about it. Because a lot of the other candidates, can't have a say and want to get their own message out there, who, don't have the resources like the major two parties have. And which is why in America, many people are fed up with politics. Because, every time you watch a debate, the same two major parties, time and time again. Nothing new, nothing fresh. Yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. We don't care. So, I think the debates tonight will be interesting. I'm excited for it. I really am excited for it because, I want to see how the Libertarian confronts the Republican, how, they could unite and attack the Democrat, or how, the Republican, the Green, and the Libertarian could attack the governor tonight. And I think this governor will do more good for Afterino than it will do for Cuomo or any of the other parties. Because I think Afterino has a chance right now to attack Cuomo in 3 different ways. He could use McDermott to attack Cuomo on issues that he, shares with Afterino from his far right or his right. Afterino's going to attack Cuomo, obviously. And the Green Party will attack Cuomo from his left. So I think this debate could possibly be a feast on Cuomo. I doubt it, but, if you're smart and you're Afterino, that's what you try to do. You try to have Hawkins attack Cuomo on the left and McDermott attack Cuomo on the right. And you find a middle path of some kind and say, hey, something like that. And you try to avoid McDermott and Hawkins attacking you. And it's gonna be complicated for Afterino to do that, but I think it's crucial if he wants any chance of winning this election, which I think he does have a chance. But in order to win, that's what you have to do. For Cuomo, be quiet, say the bare minimum, and hope and pray that the hour flies by, and that you don't say anything stupid or degrading that could get you into more trouble, and which could really hurt your election chances. Now I've been hearing that there's another debate later on between the two main parties, Cuomo and Afterino, on the radio. I gotta look more into that. I've heard about it yesterday and today, but I'm not sure what station it's on and what day it's going to be. So if you're following me on Twitter and friends and like my page on Facebook, Once with Nicholas, you'll be up to date on that as soon as I find out all the details. But tonight, okay, so what does Afterino have to do to win this debate? Pretty much do what he's been doing this campaign. Stay on message. Tell New York how it's losing. Tell how bad Governor Cuomo is. Tell us how corrupt he is. Embrace the Libertarian. Embrace the Green Party candidate. And, stay on message. The key for Afterino is to stay on message and not to say anything stupid like as the soup is good. Or soup is good, whatever he said. As long as he stays the message and, doesn't say anything silly, then he'll be okay. Cuomo, again, say very little. Pray that the clock and the hour flies by like there's no tomorrow. And for Hawkins, attack Cuomo's left. And show New York voters that you aren't as far left as people would perceive you to be. Act as Cuomo's center left almost. And to embrace some moderate policies. And maybe he does. I don't really know what Harry Hawkins stands for. But my perception of him is that he's a far leftist. And if that's true among many New Yorkers, his goal tonight is to show that he's not as radical as the media or people perceive him to be. Which is might be difficult, might be easy, I don't know. Harry Hawkins is polling 9% right now, so he must be doing something right. And for McDermott, hope that you get 50,000 votes this election, say your message, which is a pretty good one, which is very similar to Astorino's message, bring out your personality, bring out, your pizzazz, bring out what you did in that Staten Island forum, I think it was, on Monday, make jokes, be personable, be relatable, do everything that you're doing in that debate, and try to get 50,000 people to vote for you. The Libertarians came close 4 years ago. We got 48 some odd votes. So McDermott's almost there, if those people come out to vote for him on November 4th, which is possible. So that's the McDermott strategy. But I really think that Cuomo will pretty much sit by the sidelines, and watch the comic fest, as he calls it, or something like that, into development. Cuomo, is going to hope for the best, and I think that the debate will be a draw, or that one of the third parties will win it. Only because Astorino's trying to stay on message, so he really won't say anything out of that message. Cuomo, of course, will do whatever Cuomo does. So I think, just like it was 4 years ago when the Libertarian won the debate, I think that either the Libertarian or Harry Hawkins, well, the Libertarian is Michael McDermott, either McDermott or Hawkins will win the debate today. That's what I believe. And of course, they have the most not to win, they have the least to lose. And matter of saying, Harry Hawkins already won, because if he does anything near what the polls are indicating, he would be in the ballot and he will have a great following. McDermott is the one who really needs to shine and really needs to come out of his, the people's shell and be out there. Now, this guy's hilarious. I'm not gonna lie, McDermott. I really wish he was in this race, because I think he'll get more votes. But at the same time, I also wish Astorino was in this race, so I could vote for McDermott because I like him a lot, actually. And this guy is personable. This guy's hilarious. In the Staten Island forum the other day, he spoke about his daughter running for some student body thing in school. And he said that he made a cookie, to congratulate her either way it went. Only to find out that the election, or that speech thing, was tomorrow, the next day. So that was pretty funny. If you have to watch it, it's on YouTube. Like Staten Island, Astorino, McDermott, Cuomo, Forum, or whatever it's called. It was very funny. I'm going to share it probably on my Facebook page. So if you like me on Wednesdays with Nicholas on Facebook, you will see the video. But this campaign for both candidates has been going, pretty much as they would like. Astorino spreading his message, staying on message, whether, saying that New York is losing rather than winning. Cuomo is being Cuomo, not saying much, refusing to do interviews about the election. And had his book come out, coincidentally, 3 weeks before the election, to get media time about his book, to show that he's a real human being. So, that's amazing for Cuomo, You got, I like the guy, but you gotta give the guy credit, The guy's not stupid. He really isn't, If he's not stupid. He's a good politician. He knows politics. He knows New York. So, he knows how to win. He's like the Yankees. You don't like them, but he knows what it takes to win, and that's the fact. So, so both campaigns, I believe, have been, pretty happy with the way the campaign's going so far. I really do, And it's going to be an interesting debate. My prediction is that, again, the Libertarian or the Green Party or Harry Hawkins, you know what? I'm sorry. Michael McDermott or Harry Hawkins will win this debate. I do. And now I'll be talking about whether it'll make any difference whatsoever if the Republicans win the Senate. And I'm here to tell you, it's not. For all you Republican diehards out there who are like, yeah, we'll take our country back, yeah. I heard the same spew in 2010 when Republicans were taking the House. It was like, yeah, we took our country back. And look what happened. Nothing. Nothing happened. Nothing changed, And In 2012, it was like, yeah, Mitt Romney will take our country back. And he lost. And now in 2014, the same message, let's take our country back from Obama. Yeah, let's do this. You know what? And it probably will win the Senate. They probably will get a couple of good Republicans out there. But what difference will it make? Of course, I love Tim Scott of South Carolina and Joni Ernst. Hopefully she wins. But outside of that, it's the same old game. It's the same old people debating each other. And, same old, Obama does this, Republicans do that. Obama hates this, Republicans hate that. Yada, 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 yada. And it's boring, and it really is sad to watch. I don't think the Republicans winning the Senate will change anything. In fact, it'll be the same old, same old. If you really want to change, the Democrats should win the House, and Obama will get whatever he wants. And if you really want change, to wait in 2016 to get a Republican president and see what he does. But, nothing's going to change, And I'm sick of hearing people say, we're going to take our country back. Really? You want to give the country back to the hands of the party of Bush? Now I know that there are a lot of good Republicans out there. A lot of Republicans who, are true blue conservatives, even if they're not conservatives. They put America before themselves. And some Democrats do that too, to a certain degree. But, this party hasn't really shown us that it learned from the Bush years. In fact, if you elect them, we might be going back to the Bush years. Which is one of the reasons why Mitt Romney lost for the presidency in 2012. Now, raise your hand if you want to go back to the Bush years. Neither do I. Remember when George Bush the father was president and you were against his policies? What were you called? You were called something like un-American, anti-patriotic, whatever. And then when Clinton was president, if you called him out on one of his scandals, you were called a right-winger. And now, under Bush 2, George W. Bush, you were called anti-American, you want a terrorist to win, you're not for our troops, blah, yada, 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 yada. And now that Obama's president, if you're against him, you're a racist. So, you know what? Presidents change, parties change, nothing's really changed. Nothing. It's the same old name-calling game. If you're against this person, you're anti-American. If you're against this person, you're a right-winger. If you're against this person, you hate black people, you hate women, you hate this country. And, a certain degree, enough is enough. So will Republicans change anything when they win the Senate? Probably not. Are there a couple of good Democrats out there running for Senate and Congress and state, local officials? Probably, yeah. Can't name any of them at the moment? No. But there are some out there, it's not my fault I don't know any of them. I have a lot of schoolwork to do. It's midterms in October, and Halloween's coming up too. So, a lot of good things. I have a life, believe it or not. You may not believe it. I don't believe sometimes either, but it's something they got to do. But the same old game over and over again. People are sick of it. This is why even the Tea Party, as a movement, I would say failed because it got entrenched and got invaded by the Republican establishment, which pretty much destroyed it. The Tea Party isn't the Tea Party of 2010 or a little before that. The Tea Party is now part of the Republican Party. The Republican Party invaded it and took it over and dismantled it because it was a threat to the party. Now, the Tea Party was smart. And the next conservative movement is smart. If they don't see the Republican Party as changing, and they see Republicans infiltrating it, trying to change it, I would highly recommend to those people, you leave the party. You leave it. Don't go back. You leave the party and create a new party. Show them that, if you listen to us, you won't get elected at all. How about that? You won't control the House. You won't control the Senate. You won't win the presidency. Listen to us. Listen to us. And you might actually win a national race again. You know? Leave the Bush years as a far distant memory that we all want to forget. Leave the Obama years or even farther memory than we want to forget. You know? This is complete. You know what? And it's a shame because, when the Republicans do win the Senate, which probably is likely, it'll be the same old game. Racist, un-American. Which one do you want to be? It is the essence of a choice we have in politics right now. And it's true, You may not believe it, but it's true. And it's a shame of it, too. It really is a shame that politics have become this. And typical folks, who work hard, pay the taxes, and do the right thing are like, they both suck. They're both nightmares, Whoever gets in, who cares? Either way, the middle class suffers. Because the establishment of both parties are nowhere near in touch with the reality in America. So that's my spiel about politics. And do we have any time left? I should have time. Let me just my watch. Yes, I do. When I come back, I'll plead my case why Rob Astorino should be governor. Right after this, you're watching or listening to Wednesdays with Nicholas right here on WICR. Stay tuned, please.
Big Blue's tough defense contained Joe Montana and the rest of the 49ers offense for the remainder of the game and improved to 11-2. The Giants would go on to win the next following 3 games against the Washington Redskins, St. Louis Cardinals, and the Green Bay Packers to finish off the regular season 14-2, a franchise best. Mark Bavaro and Mark